Welcome to the Intuitive Teacup, my friends. These tarot readings are meant to motivate, empower, and inspire you. Please keep an open heart and an open mind as you watch these general readings, as some material will resonate and some might not. Do have faith it is serving someone out there, and take away only what resonates for you. Please release the rest. Feel free to book a personal reading with me if you would like something catered specifically to your inquiries and energy. That information is down below for you. You are responsible for all actions and decisions and the vibe that you bring to this channel. This is optional advice or guidance, and of course, you will always have free will. Check the box below for my social media links, the decks I use, and more information on this channel. Let's hop into your tarot reading. What's up, guys? Happy February. Happy to have you here at the Intuitive Teacup. Some very short announcements. It's Aquarius season, so I'm trying to be innovative and shake it up and do things differently. So we're going to do a different spread for your February monthlies. It will include love and money, as well as some other things too, using Black Moon astrology cards. This is such a cool deck. Really excited to share it with you. I did promise you earlier I was going to start using love oracles in your readings. So what we're going to do, rather than doing it in February monthlies, this is going to be a separate reading for Valentine's Day, very focused on love and romance and relationships. So look forward to that probably the next time around. Last but not least, I did my first deck review, and I'm so excited to share it with you. So far, the reception has been pretty positive, so I'm looking to make that a monthly thing. Every month, I'll review a new deck so you can get a look at the cards and preview it, see if it's something you're interested in. And if not, that's okay. There will always be a collective reading at the end of those deck reviews with timestamps. So if you want to hop right to the end of that video, you can see if there's anything for you in that collective reading. The last one I did was called the Triple Goddess Tarot Deck Review, so welcoming you and encouraging you to check that out. Other than that, let's hop into your February monthly tarot reading. All right, Virgos, I'm here for it. Are you here for it? Let's do it. Welcome to your February monthly. We're going to talk about your love life. We're going to talk about what you need to put your mental energy into. We will talk about your money, your career, your finances. Lastly, we will talk about the action you need to take in or around the month of February, okay? So let me go ahead and tap into that Virgo energy. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's talk about your love life. Who's the fire sign coming in? Aries, Leo, Sag, or maybe one you're already with or considering? What's the romantic message with the fire sign? And I'm going to read it for for platonic love as well, but this is like chemistry, sexual love messages. Where are we at with the fire sign? Messages are coming through, okay? Page of Swords, Knights always bring... I'm sorry, I said Page of Swords, but, you know, same kind of deal. Knight of Swords I like even better. In terms of there will be change and quite literally action. The swiftest, fastest moving knight in the deck. FYI, just bear in mind, sometimes the Knight of Swords can be too impulsive, as can fire signs. So will you be hearing from them and getting messages from them? Absolutely. Make sure you're taking time to understand what it is you need out of this relationship, and that they're not just talking the talk but not walking the walk. Now, they have the ability to. Fire meaning action, right? Make sure it's both. Make sure you're considering both, and that your person is not just promising you things and not following through with them. But I mean, I have to be honest, off the bat, this seems okay. Now, if Virgo is wondering about a love relationship that is not sexual, that's something more platonic, family, sibling, something, what are they being asked to consider in terms of their emotions with the fire sign, or possibly an air sign? An air sign sibling, what's the deal here? Air signs being Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, fire signs being Aries, Leo, Sag. What is Virgo being asked to do here? Something with a father and a mother. Are you bridging the gap between like an awkward dynamic in the family? Even if it's not your mother or father, it could be that, like, I'm almost getting the scenario of like your sister or your best friend just had a baby, and all of a sudden, because the dynamic has changed, someone is just like, what is happening to my life? I don't know if this is you. I don't actually think it is, but you may be asked to step in as like a support system, like a moral support system to a friend who's either in like I don't know if it's a troubled marriage, but there's a lot of shifts going on in someone's energy around you in terms of like a relationship. Somehow you factor into this, Virgo, and I'm not exactly sure how. This could also be your children, Virgo, if you are the mother. High Priestess is also often associated with like Cancerian moon energy, like maternal energy. So something about this may involve the mother, or it could be someone you share a mother with, like if it's your sister and her husband, or your sister and her partner, or something about, there's definitely feminine energy involved here too. I don't know why that's coming through, but it's almost like you may need to be the pacifist or be someone is not feeling strong and they may lean on you for support. Oh, Virgo. Always, right? Always. All right. So give me one more message. You may also have a Cancer involved in your love life, even if it is romantic or sexual too. That's the only major arcana I have here. It might be someone who is very, someone who has a lot of Cancer and Leo in their chart, like a cusper. You're gonna continue to message them. There could potentially be new messages, but I actually feel like it might be someone who's circling back around. Something about the High Priestess, because it's the moon and it has to do with like the idea of like gravity and the pulling of the tides and the ocean waves. It's something about they withdrew, but then they came back. I don't know why I'm giving you these interpretive dance moves, but you're welcome. Yeah, there's messages. You have two different messages indicating messages. So I mean, it's going to be a communicative month, which makes a lot of sense. Aquarius is sort of what we're in now, which is in fact an air sign, which has to do with our communication skills. You have at least two people that you're actively communicating with. Absolutely, there's some Cancerian, possibly Pisces energy, and then again you have a little bit of air sign and predominantly fire, Aries, Leo, Sag here. I guess if it is romantic, let's go ahead and figure out where we're at with that. Yeah, so here's the thing. I get the sense if you are dealing with a Cancer, there's something about they come and go. It might be a Cancer who's not wanting commitment from you, or vice versa. You could be doing this to the Cancer where they like their freedom, kind of some Sagittarius energy here tied to the High Priestess. They don't necessarily want to lock it down and be exclusive, or if it's not, it might be that they're willing to be exclusive, but they just want to keep it kind of, they don't want to put a title on it yet because they don't know what they want in the future yet. That is going to remain about the same. So for some of you, that will make sense. Let's see. So you have very decent cards here. You have, in terms of romantic cards, it says express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So some of you may be professing your love for a fire sign or possibly a water sign. It says make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Some of you may hop on a plane, or they may be long distance travel to reconnect with someone you love very much. And then it also says let go of control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally. Something about that to me, Virgo, is saying as much as you want to rush in and save the day for your best friend or for your parent or even for your ex. Some of you may have a friend or an ex who you are friends with and you don't like their new spouse. I know that sounds a little bit, unusual, but that's a dynamic I'm getting here. You can't save this person. You can't protect this person. You can be a voice of reason. You can be a listening ear. You can help to guide them, but ultimately you need to let go of trying to force a situation, or I'm using the word manipulate, but not necessarily in an aggressive energy. It's more like I'm almost getting Scorpio vibes, like you're protective of your people. You're tremendously loyal, and so if they do bad to your person, you're like, no, and then it's not your mess to solve, so I'm just asking you to sort of step back and let them deal with their own situation, but be there for them as a support system or as a friend. And letting go of control issues too, that could be, especially with this one. Actually, this message is here twice. If you have a lot of, and I mean, you are ruled by Mercury, which is more mental sword type energy, air energy-ish. I know you are an earth sign, but anyway, if you're communicating with a fire sign and they're either stagnant or they've gone cold on you because quite literally the back is turned, it could be that you're messaging someone and it's you're hearing nothing from them. It's crickets. That's a sign you need to let go of trying to force your way into this person's life because they're not ready for you yet. Universe is doing you a gift by being like, nope, with the fire sign. And just to be clear, that's not all fire signs. You may be dealing with multiple fire signs. One of them has their back towards you. And this could even be a very toxic relationship you have with a father or an uncle or a very, very headstrong masculine figure. It could be a boss too. There's something about you guys don't see eye to eye. And so there's a little bit of stifled, or not stifled, but struggling connections there. Same goes for this. I think this is the opposite. I think you have a Cancer blowing up your phone. I think you have a Cancer who's in love with you. However, if it does go the opposite way regarding a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces, if you are sending off 1 million texts a day and calling them and leaving messages and you're getting crickets, again, that's a sign they've gone silent on you. They've blocked you. They've gone cold. They may be going through some sort of kind of shift in their moods. Water signs, am I right? My chart is like all water, so I'm not even hating on them, but they're going through something where you aren't privy to all the details. You have to go on the facts, which is that I send messages, they don't respond. I guess I'm going to let go of trying to force something that isn't going to fit. And I don't mean to swing pessimistic. That was kind of the PS, or like the other things you should just be aware of in the month of February. Most of you are experiencing a lot of messages and communications from someone who it seems like you're curious by them. I just heard sexually curious. In fact, that may even be a metaphor of like bisexuality for some of you. No shade, no judgment. Do what makes you happy, right? Yeah, for predominantly most of my Virgos who this message is for, you will experience communications, possibly with different options. Fire and water are coming through very strongly. Some of you may be moving away from a Sagittarius because your intuition tells you, nah, it's not the right time. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Okay, so raise your vibe, Virgo. Let's talk about what you need to put more of your mental energy into. So I've been describing this as, what do you need to think about more? What do you need to sit and think about? What do you need to maybe research? Where do you need to expand your knowledge and be curious? It could also be, you're curious in people right now. I feel like you have options in terms of people in your life. I assume that means romantic, but I suppose it could mean job offers. Let's see what the universe has to say. Who are you waiting for? You are waiting for communication from a fire sign or flirtation, but you seem very heavy-hearted about it. Something about rose petals. Was that like a sexy Valentine's Day move that this is kind of sad, actually. It feels like you guys went all out to impress your person, or it's almost like leave a breadcrumb trail, but like with rose petals to lead them to get you. And they didn't get there, or they got stuck, or they forgot. And like, oh, you're very blue. You're very sad. This may have to do with a Scorpio. Here's the thing. If it doesn't have to do with the Scorpio is still thinking about you, and this person knows that they let you down, but they have a tremendous sense of pride where they may have trouble admitting fault. Here's the thing. Knowing Scorpios, they will probably make it right if they actually do love you, but you may need to give them a little bit of time and space, which I know sounds ironic because you're the one who possibly was on the receiving end of this flakiness or whatever, which again, I don't associate that with Scorpios at all. But maybe this is someone who has blended charts or whatever, a Scorpio moon. I think this person's going to have to like eat their words or again, admit fault. It's like they didn't follow through with something because I have to be honest, for a lot of you, they had no idea how much it meant to you. I think the Scorpio will make it right. I don't know why, and that is coming up in your communication / mental energy. So again, something about the Virgo and the Scorpio, they are thinking about each other. I feel like you guys will bridge that gap, again, if mutually you both want to. Some of you just seem really stressed out, like your mind is running rampant. Trying to plan a wedding or a fancy party or an event, and it's like you keep getting hit with obstacles. Universe is saying in the month of February, take a break. Like if try as you might, you're trying to trailblaze and, it's like you're trying to blow through a locked door. It's not going to happen, so take that as a sign that the universe is not saying no, they're saying not now. February, you need to like be chill and zen, and if you're not making any headway there, release it and let go. Let go of control issues came up for a reason, Virgo. What else does Virgo need to put their mental energy into? New messages. Yeah, the thing with the fire sign, it's like you guys got really disappointed by a fire sign. They were foxy. They were good looking, but were you interested, and please don't be offended, I say this with love entirely. Were you attracted to them for more superficial reasons? I feel like, and this is a message that has come out a lot, just so you know, I'm not directly targeting you. There's something about the idea of them was great, but when you were to actually break it down and analyze, Virgo, I know you guys like to do that, I think you will come to recognize in time that it actually probably wasn't a great pairing for you. Like the compatibility just wasn't there as much as you wanted it to be. So give it time. Healing is a very personal process. In time, a lot of you will be able to see the forest from the trees and realize, oh, I had to let that person go because it just wasn't for me. You're doing a lot of thinking. I'm hearing the word pensive about that. Maybe you need to express it and get it out in some way. I don't necessarily think you're going to communicate with that person about it, though you can. You absolutely can. I think this is saying you may need to like journal it or diary or like poetry, whatever you can do to take those uncomfortable feelings and just get them up and out. You're going to be able to analyze it more clearly. And I'm almost seeing you correcting like an essay the way your teachers would, like, you know, circle it for grammar. And like, it's something about writing a poem or doing something expressive about the feelings that are uncomfortable. When you get them out and you can, I'm just seeing you like projecting it on your wall or something. I don't know what that is. You're going to be able to look at it and see it in a new life. You're going to have a new perspective on the situation. It gets better from here. It really does. Some of you need to connect with a distant mother or someone you have a lot of drama and baggage with. You may have felt a sense of abandonment from a mother, or it's very much a maternal energy. It might also be a Cancer or both. It's someone you do ultimately love and have feelings for, but there's a lot of uncomfortable energy between you guys. I'm hearing he said, she said. So I feel like there was a lot of things that you were told about this person and what they think about you or how they think about you, but it didn't come from the actual source. So what I'm getting is the information is murky, or it got muddied. It's not the absolute truth. So again, this actually seems like something you could bridge and you could repair if you really wanted to, but you both kind of need to take off like the ego, or I'm literally seeing like a top hat. Maybe that has to do with like presenting yourself in perfectionism and needing to appear all put together. Just be yourself, let your hair down, but speak your truth. I would encourage you to be honest, but also compassionate to the receiver, to the person receiving this information. Again, you don't need to dumb it down. You don't need to make it more digestible to them. But what is it they always say? You should make a lot of I statements and not you statements. You know, I feel this way when such and such happens versus you do this to me and blah, blah, blah. You're being asked to consider, a lot of you are writing a note to someone because you're not ready to have the conversation in person. A lot of you are writing a note or a letter to someone, especially a mother or someone in your family. Because there is bad blood, I think you're taking the first step to make it right, and that's awesome. So it's not saying you have to communicate with them this month. I think a lot of you are putting like pen to paper and at minimum getting your thoughts down, because it's sort of like they're running amok in your head. You have to like do something more practical with them, or do you understand what I mean? There's a lot of like deep thinking going on, but actually doing something positive with it, not just letting it fester and get out of control so that you have anxiety and depression. It's like doing something of use with that energy and those feelings and those thoughts. And for a lot of you, you may be spending a lot of time creating artwork, or researching artwork. Does that make sense? Or grants, loans, something to fund a personal project. You're going to be doing research on that. Some of you will. Something about a horse or a horse farm, or I don't know. Are you buying a horse? Are you moving to a horse farm? What is that a metaphor? I don't know. Something about horses is coming through. And something with your childhood maybe. I'm seeing like a rocking horse. I don't know. Is that like a very important memory for you? Is that an indicator of who you're dealing with? Like something about a rocking horse. I'm hearing rockabye baby. This actually seems very important, but I'm not doing it justice because I can't quite understand what the universe is trying to tell me to tell you. Help me, help Virgo. I don't know. It's something to do with a rocking horse, and for most of you, it feels like a childhood memory. I don't know if it's positive or negative, but something about that, it's something you're thinking about this month. And not just because I said this message, because you guys, I think, will know what to do with that. Something about the rocking horse. Something, maybe like a grandfather who built it in their tool shop, or what do you call that? Like their wood shop, or it could have been a Christmas gift, or the only picture you have of someone in your family, or the last Christmas you spent with them. I don't know what that is. Anyway, moving on. I honestly don't know what that is, Virgo. Last thing on this, and then we'll move on. Again with the horse. I literally have like a girl with a riding crop. Is that when you were at your happiest? Is that something you're being asked to go do because it is liberating for your mind? If you're feeling very stifled in a creative space or in a workspace, if you enjoy horseback riding, if that's something you used to do or still do, something about that maybe, it has to do with your mental health for a lot of you. if it's not your message, don't take it. It won't be everyone's message, but there's something very important about that. You're a horse girl, aren't you? There is a little bit of feelings, though, about that. There's like a spiteful energy. It may have to do with money or wealth or not feeling like you were treated the same as your siblings. There's also a stuffed animal that has like a broken eye. Or it's like a button eye that's fallen off, or something about a very old stuffed animal you've had since childhood. It's comforted you when you didn't have anything else or anyone else to comfort you. And it may even be linked to your grandmother. Wow, Virgo, yours is the deepest here. I don't know, it could be spirit guides trying to communicate with you. There's a very strong female presence around you, and it's not something to be fearful or nervous of. It's like a guardian angel type vibe. I don't know. Do some journaling, because honestly, I don't know what else to tell you. Those messages came up for a reason, so I have faith someone who needed to hear them did. And if it's not your message, let's talk about your money, because that's something everybody wants to hear about, right? I guess we're going to stick with this deck. There may be a settlement with your ex, something to do with a court case, a divorce court, or something like that. You may be putting money into hiring a lawyer or legal representation. You're disappointed in something. You feel like you're being squeezed for all the money. Someone's nickel and diming you on some sort of deal. Or money is tight. Yeah, I'm hearing the word you're strapped, you're squeezed. You feel like you're being squeezed for every nickel and dime. It could be that your kids are asking you for too much money, and I don't know what that is, but you need to make good use of your money right now. And also, your love life is getting expensive. What's the deal with that? Or is someone getting an engagement ring? Or are you guys buying a new house? Something about your love life is expensive. So there may be collaborations with a Pisces or a Gemini in your near future. A lot of you guys feel frazzled. You're on your last nerve, or something about... this is a metaphor, of course, but I'm getting like this visual of someone almost being electrocuted, and there's like a jolt of energy that's going through them, but it's very nerve-wracking. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm also getting some message about a lot of health insurance, or someone in your family who may actually have Parkinson's, something about the shaking of the body or the hands. I don't know if you are putting them up in like a special facility or something about that. Your money may be going to that this month, or someone who has, it doesn't have to be Parkinson's specifically, but somebody who has a very serious health ailment. It has to do with your money. I'm not predicting anything scary. You would already know this. That may even be your job, dealing with people who need physical therapy. And not only that, people who are very stressed and need to like unwind. It's a metaphor of having like this electric charge in you where you just can't settle down. Your brain is always firing off like craziness. I know it's coming up in your career, so I would only say that if you are having a particular struggle regarding your job right now, do not underestimate the value of like, take the afternoon off. Like, go to a sauna, or soak in the bathtub, or connect to nature however you can. Take a hike, take a walk, go on a day trip down to the ocean, or something about, you need to find healthy outlets to let go of your anxiety. And I know easier said than done, Virgo, but that's coming up. And I mean, here's the thing. I know you guys are asking about money in your job. Earth does have to do with your stability. You're being asked to take care of your body right now, because your body is your temple. You're not going to see any productivity in your work if you're not taking care of your temple. First and foremost, you need to prioritize yourself and your body right now. Yeah, a lot of you are being encouraged to go for like your physical checkup, or your yearly physical, or something about that. And the thing is, I think it's going to put your mind at ease, because you may be worried about something, but you're not quite ready to hear the news of it. And I don't know what that is. If it told me, I would share that with you, but there's some mystery about your health, and it's not the diagnosis that's giving you anxiety. It's this fearful projection of what could be and not knowing. So to solve this, you need to know, you need to find out, so you need to make that medical appointment. All right, so that came out for a reason. I'm gonna hopefully I'll remember to include 2 timestamps, so if I don't, someone can help me out. Tell me about Virgo's money. I really want to know about their money. I guess I'm grabbing this deck, so here we go. What's the scenario in the job? A lot of you do seem like you're healers or light workers or doing something of the sort. 5 of Swords. Yeah, you're stressed at work, or you feel like you've made an enemy at work, or someone's being really shady. It's like there's no winning with this person. It's like you are very self-conscious that you're not meeting their expectations. I just heard this person's an asshole. Sorry, I did. They're being represented as 5 of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So not only do they do shady stuff, they say blunt things and then they feel good about it. And it's like they trailblaze ahead, but they have no empathy or kindness for people around them. This person is probably this person lacks social tact or social etiquette, social manners. They have no sense of other people. It's like it's their world and we're all just living in it. Don't waste energy trying to please this person or to get them to like you. It is not worth it. Like, this person will face their karma at some point. It's not your business. So if you can't leave that job or leave that person or whatever, if you have to work with them or work alongside them, distance yourself and only interact with them as minimally as you can, or in a way that very much protects your energy and your space. Maybe if speaking with them in person is too much and too intense and too intimidating, ask them if we can email moving forward or something. It's like you need to find creative solutions because you're dealing with someone who's, there's kind of a dick. I don't know how else to say it, but like if you're feeling that, you're right. I see it in the cards. They are. And I don't say that message a lot. I do truly like to believe that we all have positive and redeeming qualities. Right now, this person seems to be like a nuisance in your life, and it's like I said, though, there's no winning. There's not going to be a point in which you win them over and it's all happy. They don't care about other people. So here's my thing. I think they're going to leave this job. Whether they are management or bottom of the rung, like this person has other things in mind and they're trying to get ahead. So if they can't do that where they are, they're just going to keep going because this is the type of person who would just like up and quit a job and give no notice. They're very selfish, Virgo. Again, with horses, there's some of you may end up working as I don't know if you're working with animals, if you're an assistant at like a vet clinic, or you may be like an animal healer or feel like very deeply and spiritually connected with animals. You may volunteer at a shelter. It's coming up in your money and career spread. So, I mean, for some of you, you have more horses. Horses. Wild horses couldn't drag me away. All right, I'm sorry. You have a Cancer or a Gemini who's coming back into your life because they love you, boo. They do. There's a victory there if you want there to be, but here's the thing. You both have a lot of baggage and turmoil because of this. And okay, this may be a business relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic, but I am saying more or less they do love you. There's some sort of bond or friendship that you guys had. Boy, it really got soured though, didn't it? Something went haywire, something got spoiled, and you guys had to take time apart. The thing is, whatever you guys were creating together, it seemed like you had a pulse on what the clients and customers liked and what they needed. You guys were like a really nice dynamic duo, but pride and ego is keeping you from bridging that gap. I see that opening up again if you guys wanted to work together with this person, especially involving anything with photography, or I'm hearing the word portraits. Portraits, photography, filmmaking, or marketing, visual displays of any kind. Something romantic. Do you sell some sort of product that it's like you market it to couples or something I was hearing like intimacy. So I don't know if it's like sexy lingerie or I don't know, sex toys, Virgo, whatever it is. I know that's not for everyone, but there's something about that. You're going to revisit it because you have a good product there. You have a good idea. You just got to drive it home a little bit more. And some of you will be returning to home to take over the family business. You have no pentacles here. Pentacles are my money. Let's talk about money. You have no pentacles, Virgo. And it's not to say that's a death sentence or a prison sentence. That's not where your area of focus right now is in your career. All right, so does Virgo have a job offer coming in? Let's talk about that. Because you might with this Knight of Wands, but I'm getting it would be a temporary job. It might be a contract position or almost like an internship. There may be a job offer, but it's not something, either it's a temporary job or you won't choose to stay there very long. It's like an in-betweener. That's the offer you have coming. Wheel of Fortune, love it. Queen of Wands, love it. Something in acting and entertaining or, modeling, being on stage. Something where you're like the showman or the face of the company. Some of you may be asked to help endorse or sell a product. And it might not even be something you're even expecting. You could have a friend reach out to you and be like, hey, do you mind if can you be my hand model for my new jewelry? And you're just like, oh, okay. Again, it's temporary, but I actually think it would be a lot of fun for you. So don't turn your nose up at it, especially if it's outside of your wheelhouse, pun intended with the Wheel of Fortune. There's something where it has an element of fame or celebrity, or again, like modeling, like it's very likely using something about your body or your figure or your form to sell a, clothing or, hair salon, dresser type stuff. I don't know what this is. But you should go for it because it has the Wheel of Fortune. So there's money attached to it. And with the Queen of Wands, it would be fun. And it would give you some sort of clout on your resume. Or it would give you some sort of... Yeah, really, it's about building your resume to make you a more diverse person. It doesn't have to be something you want to do ever again. But if it's enjoyable and it's fun and you can make a little money doing it, why wouldn't you? Expand your comfortable limits, Virgo. This would be a good opportunity for you. It may involve working with a female fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sag, and it may actually require you to travel. You may need to be put up in a hotel or stay in a hotel or something. It's like, again, it's short. It's like for a weekend or for a couple of weeks to do it's like gig work. And my Queen of Wands is like my entertainer of the deck. She's very charismatic. She's very spicy. She's very fun. Some of you may even hire someone else to do like a couples photo shoot it's not a couples photo shoot. It's one of those like, what are they called? Like a boudoir photo shoot. It's like you know what that is, Virgo. I don't need to explain anymore. Some of you are going to do that. And so that may be to spice up your relationship. If your relationship is plateaued, you may be spending money to do that. I guess that's why it's coming up in your finances. What is this Eight of Swords? Somebody in your family may have gotten in trouble with the law and you have to bail them out. I don't know if it's actually jail or more or less it's like a metaphor. If somebody got in trouble, they may ask you to borrow some money or vice versa. I mean, I suppose this could be you. I'm hearing you have to bail them out. So of a difficult situation, it's probably not prison, but you never know. Eight of Swords, you're being asked to be the savior. This could also have to do with your friend who's going through a difficult marriage or a rocky relationship. They just need you to lean on and for support. They may even ask to stay with you for a weekend or a few days or something like that. Why is this coming up in your money though? None aside from this, which I really like. I don't have any messages here about money. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is, Virgo. It's not a slight against you. Jewelry, some of you, there's something very important happening with jewelry. I don't know if you're getting an engagement ring. I don't know if I totally sense that. It more has to do with, again, like a modeling thing, or maybe you're going on Etsy and selling your own bracelets or something. I'm hearing royal tea, as in fancy tea parties. But then when I put that together, I'm like, royalty? Royalty? Is that someone's business name? Like Royalty Airlines or I don't know what that is, royalty. It's like a logo or a brand or a name. Royalty. Could be someone's name who starts with a T. Royalty. I don't know what that is. Some of you are going to go ice skating. You're going to be doing like ice fishing or something on frozen water. Is that the name of a movie, On Frozen Water? Did I make that up? I don't know. Don't sign the contract with the person you slept with. A lot of you get a job offer, but you know you would have to work very intimately and closely with someone who you probably slept with or you always wanted to. The thing is, for most of you, that person's married and you know it. So it's like, why are, like, idle hands are the devil's playpen is what I'm hearing. It's almost like you know, Virgo, you're resisting this and denying it and fighting it. That, oh, if I take that job, it'll be platonic. I can work with them. Like, we dated years ago. That's not a thing. You're lying to yourself. Like, I am calling you out on bullshit. Do not take the job working with the ex or the person you slept with. You are setting yourself up for a nightmare. Do not network with your ex-sexual partners. Like, that has trouble written all over it. Nope. Queen of Swords says quit the bullshit and cut it out, okay? Sorry, that was a little bit of tough love, but yeah, nope, that's just not going to help you. Others of you, again, there's legal ramifications with someone who may even be facing like a prison sentence or needing to serve time or contribute back to society. You may be the mother of this person too. Your child may get in trouble with the law. Virgo, you're going through a lot. Like, I feel bad for you guys. There's a lot of like heavy cut the bullshit messages. Let's go into your action. I like this. So anyone pursuing like entertainment, which ironically is a really tough industry to be in right now during a pandemic, something about that, there's a good break for you. There's something about being on TV or doing reality TV or editing or something in the movie industry or stage work or theater or dance. Something about that looks really good, but I know that's not for all of you. And yeah, for the rest of you, I see a lot of like following your intuition when you know you should be acting in a higher vibration, or not caving and doing that thing because you feel pressured to do it, or because someone who, it's like you're trying to win their approval asks you to do something, rather than listening to your own moral code and ethics. It's like you fold to give in to them, and the universe says you know better. Why are you doing that? Some of you are going to be very like famous or famous. But more or less, photographers. That's what I was going to say. That's what came out of my mouth. So maybe you're Instagram famous. Yeah, in fact, some of you may have escalating hits on your social pages. If you are an entrepreneur and, you know, you're marketing yourself on all the social apps, it seems like there's going to be a big spike in that for you. Yeah, online work is where it's at right now. But I know I've lost you already. Is anybody still watching? Tell me about this job opportunity that it might be temporary. What job offer is coming in? Because there is one that I think you're going to get a call back. But again, you have a lot of trepidations because it would be working with someone you don't like or someone you don't trust. What is the universe's overall thing there? There's a Leo in the background who may want to work with you. There's a Leo who's coming in, but they're not here yet. Yeah, it's the exact same message. Some of you have like an ex reaching out to you who wants to work with you or wants to bring you on board on their business. They want to look at you naked. Like, their motives are shady. They're offering you a job, but they essentially are trying to keep in touch with you so you can be like their little play toy and play and sex thing. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm like a sex positive person. Get it, girl, get it, boy, but from the right person who deserves you. Yeah, there's like an Aquarius who has an agenda here. I don't like it. Wait for the real contract. Wait for something bigger. You have two offers, but the other one you're going to have to wait longer for, but it's much better. I'm not saying you shouldn't and can't take temporary gigs. You can. This to me is like you can settle for the Knight of Wands, but FYI, he's connected to the Five of Swords. It's messy. This is going to be messy. Or you can wait for the King of Swords. Already, do you see this? Knight of Wands, King of Swords. We like this one better. It's more in alignment with your destiny, with your North Star, with your long-term dreams and goals, but you got to be patient. That's the only kind of, I don't want to say downfall, but that's kind of the negotiation in order to get this. There may be contract negotiations to up your salary. That I think will be positive in the long run, but it might be a process to get there. Holy Lord, Virgo. I knew yours was going to be hard. I don't know why it was, but I sensed it when I started doing your reading. I'm like, why am I like preparing myself for this? All right, so last but not least, let's talk about your action. What action do you need to take in the month of February, in and around the month of February? If this is your reading, you have free will. I'm blowing off steam from that one. That was getting me all kinds of agitated and bothered. All right, let's connect with I feel like Tony Robbins over here. I'm sorry, I'm giving you guys tough love. It's because I really do. I'm rooting for you. I love my Virgo gang. You guys know this, right? Don't shoot the messenger. All right, what action does Virgo need to take in and around the month of February? Inspiration. Hang out with your friends. Look how cool this card is. It's like a little witch's coven. She's got her girls there. She's got her soul tribe. She's got her family. Now, for most of you, this is family by choice. This is about spending time with the people who love and support you despite your flaws, the ones who lift you up when you're feeling down, the ones who give you solid advice and wisdom. Hang out with those people. It will be good for your soul. You need to move towards them. You need to love them more. You need to appreciate them more. You need to tell them and speak to them more. Your little soul family, especially a group of women, you may be joining like a prayer circle or a meditation group. Spirituality may become more of a focus for you in the coming month. And look, you got 10 of Cups. It could be that you guys need to mentally prepare for a very big conversation you're going to have with your family or about money. Some of you are going through a rough divorce, but there is sweet, sweet freedom on the other side of this, and it's making room for you to connect with the right person in your life. I'll be honest, this is the best section you have. What do you need to move towards and take action to? You have 4 of Wands. It's called Inspiration. This is about milestones and small achievements and celebrations in your life. I don't care if it's romantic or career-wise or a personal endeavor you're very proud of. That's a great card. You have 10 of Cups, 10 of emotions. This is like Cinderella story, fairy tale ending type vibes. It can sometimes be family, group-oriented family type stuff. And occasionally it can be weddings and big celebrations. Are you celebrating an anniversary that you're very proud and excited by? And then you have the Wheel of Fortune. Fortune, money, fate, destiny, good luck, divine timing. These are excellent cards, but I'll be honest, they came out of nowhere. So how does this transpire? Is it asking you to appreciate all the good things in your life that you currently have going for you? Maybe this is you putting more action into finding reasons to be grateful and celebrating your life. Clearly, not everything is where you want it to be right now, and that's okay. You kind of need to accept that. And accept that change is inevitable. Nothing in life will ever stay exactly the same. So prepare for that, but also enjoy that. Celebrate that. Take better care of your body. Your health routine is going to be crucial for you and help you declutter your mental stress. It's like mind, body, spirit. You got to align it all. It's all got to be working. Your body's your temple, so you got to treat it as such. A lot of you are going to take up dancing or gymnastics. Some of you are going to be more focused on your cycle of, like your menstrual cycle for my ladies out there. You're going to start following that more precisely because it could be that you're very irregular and it has to do with the stress that you're holding on to in your body. Yeah, there's something about, there's something important about that. Some of you may be visiting like an OBGYN and that could be something, that thing you're avoiding. There's something to do with taking care of your medical needs right now. Some of you are going to be making candles for hobby, but you're going to end up selling them on like Etsy or something like that. Dancing is big here. Some of you are going to take like dancing lessons with your gal pals or your groups of people. If you're planning a wedding, you and your husband or wife may end up taking like, you may do like a choreographed dance for your wedding. Yeah, actually, that's really funny. And for a lot of you, that actually has to do with your career. If you are pursuing something in the arts, specifically regarding, I don't know if it's ballet or theater work. I'm hearing opera too. Something on stage, you're going to be practicing it and preparing it. It seems like you're very driven to put more time into your passions. As kooky as they may be, I feel like a lot of you are too worried about having your family's approval to go off and do something, to try some adventure. You should do it. There's a lot of reward and happiness in it for you. Take a risk. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. And again, I see some of you being asked to model something. I don't know what that is. Virgo, I'm exhausted. Are you exhausted? I mean, I was great when I started your reading, then I got to your career and I'm just like, what is going on? You have like drama city going on in your life right now, so I would suggest putting energy into that and like fixing it, or just removing yourself entirely. Not to avoid it, but to like distance yourself from the stress, because like I was reading your messages feeling stressed. So I do think your messages go toward what lifts your spirit, what lightens you up or lights you up, the people who support you and love you and make you feel good and remind you how amazing life is. That should be a key area of focus for you this month as well, because it seems like you desperately need it. All right, that's what I got for you, Virgo. I will see you next week for more happy, uplifting, romantic messages in love for Valentine's Day. Thank you for stopping by my channel. I do hope you got something valuable and useful out of this message. Like, share, subscribe. I will see you next Wednesday. Bye, guys.